Hey, welcome to World Code Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Breaking news. A lone Philippine warship faces down intruders. In the tense, sun-drenched waters of the West Philippine Sea, an incredible scene unfolds. The BRP Rajah Humabon, an aging gray-hulled vessel, stands its ground against a fleet of larger modern ships. Radio warnings crackle across the waves. The world watches this David and Goliath encounter. This single ship, a relic from a bygone era, has become the embodiment of a nation's resolve. It is a symbol of defiance, a testament to the courage of the Filipino sailor. Its presence sends a clear message: this is our water. The Humabon is more than just steel and paint. It represents the heart and soul of the Philippine Navy. For decades it has been a familiar silhouette, weathering typhoons, conducting patrols, and training generations of sailors. The ship's age underscores the immense challenges the Philippines has faced in safeguarding its maritime domain. Reliance on ships like the Humabon was a strategic vulnerability as regional threats grew more complex. The Humabon, while a symbol of strength, was also a reminder of a critical need for change. Tonight we look at the incredible journey of this one ship, a story that mirrors the transformation of an entire naval force. From its origins in World War II to its long service under 3 different flags, the Humabon's saga is remarkable. It is a bridge connecting the past to the present, and it sets the stage for a future where a modern Philippine Navy rises to meet new challenges. This is the story of the BRP Rajah Humabon and the Navy it helped build. The story of the BRP Rajah Humabon begins in a shipyard in Bay City, Michigan, during World War II. Born as the USS Atherton in 1943, it was a Cannon-class destroyer escort built to hunt German U-boats. These wolf packs threatened Allied supply lines, and ships like the Atherton were the answer: fast, agile, and equipped with the latest anti-submarine technology. The Atherton and its crew were quickly thrust into the brutal Battle of the Atlantic, escorting convoys and hunting invisible enemies beneath the waves. The crew faced harsh weather, constant threats, and the psychological strain of submarine warfare. The Atherton's defining moment came in May 1945, just before Germany's surrender. Alongside the USS Moberly, it hunted and destroyed the U-853, one of the last German submarines sunk in the war. With the war over, the need for such ships faded. The Atherton was decommissioned in 1946, its guns silent, its future uncertain. Many ships like it ended in scrapyards, but for the Atherton this was just the end of one chapter. A new mission, under a new flag, awaited. The ship's journey was far from over. Its legacy as a tenacious warrior would soon continue in another ocean. The next chapter would see it serve a former enemy, now an ally. The Atherton's story was just beginning. After World War II, the United States helped rebuild Japan, including its maritime forces. In 1955, the former USS Atherton was transferred to Japan and renamed JDS Hatsui. The ship became a cornerstone of the new Japanese maritime self-defense force, training sailors and developing anti-submarine tactics. For 2 decades, Hatsui patrolled Japanese waters, adapting to new missions and earning the respect of its crews. It shifted from hunting German U-boats to monitoring Soviet submarines in the Pacific. By the mid-1970s, Japan's shipbuilding industry was producing modern warships, and Hatsui was retired from frontline service. Decommissioned in 1975, it became a training hulk. Once again, the veteran warship faced an uncertain future, but its journey was not over. Another nation in Southeast Asia needed a ship with its experience and resilience. The final and longest chapter of its service was about to begin. The ship was destined for the Philippines. In the late 1970s, the Philippine Navy needed ships to patrol its vast maritime territory. The former Atherton Hatsui was offered to the Philippines and transferred in 1976. After a refit at Cavite Naval Shipyard, it was commissioned as BRP Rajah Humabon in 1980. Named after a historic Filipino chieftain, the ship symbolized a new beginning. The Humabon became the flagship of the Philippine Navy, leading exercises and representing the country abroad. Its silhouette became synonymous with the Navy itself. For over 3 decades it served as the backbone of the fleet, patrolling, rescuing, and supporting disaster relief. Despite its age, it sailed on, a testament to the skill and dedication of Filipino sailors. The Humabon was not just a ship, it was the guardian of the Philippine seas. It embodied the pride and resilience of the nation. Its legacy was just beginning to take shape. The BRP Rajah Humabon was more than a warship. It was a floating home for thousands of Filipino sailors. Life aboard forged lifelong friendships and turned sailors into leaders. The ship became the primary training platform for the Navy, teaching seamanship, navigation, and warfare. Generations learned their craft on its decks, passing down vital knowledge. The Humabon symbolized an era of resilience and resourcefulness, as the Navy kept legacy ships running through ingenuity and hard work. Filipino sailors became masters of improvisation, maintaining vintage machinery far beyond its expected lifespan. But this reliance on aging platforms came at a cost. The Humabon, built for World War II, struggled to meet 21 century threats. Its limitations mirrored the Navy's overall capability gap. The ship's enduring presence was both a source of pride and a reminder of the urgent need for modernization. Change was on the horizon. The end of the Cold War changed Southeast Asia's security landscape. With the closure of U.S. bases in 1992, the Philippines faced the challenge of defending its maritime territory alone. The 1995 Mischief Reef incident, when China built structures within the Philippine EEZ, was a wake-up call. The Navy, reliant on aging ships like the Humabon, was powerless to respond. The incident exposed the nation's vulnerability and sparked urgent calls for modernization. China's assertiveness in the West Philippine Sea grew, with frequent incursions and harassment of Filipino fishermen. The primary threat was now external and at sea. This pressure galvanized the government and public to support a stronger navy. The image of the Humabon facing modern Chinese ships became a symbol of the nation's predicament. Courage alone was not enough. Modern ships and weapons were needed. The long-delayed modernization of the armed forces was finally set in motion. The tide was turning. A new era was about to begin. In response to growing threats, the Philippine government launched the Armed Forces Modernization Program. The Navy's Horizon program began with acquiring new assets to replace aging ships. Two modern frigates, BRP Jose Rizal and BRP Antonio Luna, marked a leap in capability. Strategic sealift vessels and anti-submarine helicopters expanded the Navy's reach. For the first time, the Navy was building an integrated, multi-dimensional force. Horizon 2 focused on more advanced platforms including new corvettes and offshore patrol vessels. The goal, a robust, persistent naval force to defend the country's vast maritime domain. Alliances were strengthened with the US, Japan, South Korea, Australia, and India. Joint training and exercises with advanced navies improved tactics and interoperability. The Philippine Navy was transforming into a modern, capable force. The legacy of the Humabon inspired this transformation. The future was taking shape. Modernizing the Navy brings new challenges. Funding is a constant struggle as warships and aircraft are expensive and resources are limited. Training is another hurdle. Operating advanced ships requires new skills and extensive preparation. The Navy has invested in new training programs and simulators to build a tech-savvy force. Integrating equipment from multiple countries creates logistical and technical complexities. Ensuring interoperability is essential for an effective fleet. Beyond technology, the Navy must shift its mindset from internal security to true maritime defense. This cultural transformation is as important as new ships or weapons. The focus is now on joint operations and coalition warfare. The journey is challenging, but the Navy is adapting. The lessons of the Humabon guide the way forward. As the Philippine Navy enters its most ambitious modernization phase, the legacy of the BRP Rajah Humabon endures. Horizon 3 envisions a formidable force, including submarines and advanced coastal defenses. The Humabon, now a museum, bridges two eras. Its greatest legacy is the people it shaped, sailors who learned duty, honor, and resilience on its decks. These leaders now command the Navy's newest ships and plan its future. The spirit of the Humabon, tenacity and pride, lives on in the modern fleet. The ship proved that dedicated crews can keep even the oldest vessel relevant. As the Navy modernizes, investing in people remains paramount. The story of the Humabon is the story of the Philippines, resilience, pride, and a journey toward strength. It inspired a generation to dream of a stronger future. The new Navy stands on the foundation laid by the indomitable BRP Rajah Humabon.